Salute, salute. Yeah, peace and power to you, Indigenous warrior. How you doing? Salute, salute. All right, salute to the internal spiritual most high. You know, trolls only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, one time. Yeah. As we come in, ladies and gentlemen, let's remember it's important to hit that like button, and we want you to hit that membership button. We want you to hit that membership button. We want you to rock out with us, become family. Join the channel. Um, it's amazing what you can learn from dealing with racist trolls. And I always say that I allow trolls to create my content. And I've been seeing the YT supremacists say things in my chat that's kind of got my attention. So I went and did a little research on this as to why they would reference these things. Like a lot of them reference Liberia. Let's be honest, we've all had these same European immigrants tell us, "What's up, brother Sean Williams? How you doing?" Grand Rising Big Brother and tribe members and one time, salute to you, brother. Now, we've all had a YT supremacist at one point or another say, "Well, why don't you go back to Africa?" And you're left with the thought of, "I'm not from Africa. I've never been to Africa. I don't have African cousins. Hell, I don't even look like an African." I keep seeing it, I keep hearing it, and I was like, there's got to be some correlation. And I keep telling y'all that they know this history, the same history that was hidden from us, that we're now learning, they've been new, which is why they've always stayed generational steps ahead of everyone else, including us. Including us. They've already known this. What I'm going to reveal to you today, ladies and gentlemen, man, I want to thank the trolls. I want to thank the YT supremacists for pointing me in the right direction because I'm the type that's going to go do research. You know what I mean? I'm going to put in work. When y'all don't see me online, I'm researching. I'm trying to figure things out. And I don't want to be covering the same content that everyone else is covering. When you pull up here, I want to be learning something. I want you to be learning something. And I want us to be unified and informed. Okay, y'all pardon my guinea pigs. They show out every time I go live, y'all. They begging me. They begging me. So I think the racists for this. Now, here's what I ran across first. There's always something going on between FBA and Pan-Africanism. And Pan-African has been around forever now. And we've never gotten anything accomplished or passed or surrendered to us as far as reconciliations, reparations, any type of resolutions under the Pan-African movement. So that alone jarred my interest too. And that took me where I needed to be to find out what I needed to know about why these YT supremacists keep saying the things that they're saying. This is going to get deep. Y'all hold on to your seats. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to meet some goals. We are trying to get some things accomplished. So we need you to show support. Support your Black FBA content creators, ladies and gentlemen. The same way you support them lion reverends and pastors in your church, support your content creators who are doing the work and putting the truth and empowerment out there. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I ran across a video called Stolen Birthrights, How White Millionaires Invented Pan-Africanism. That's right, FBA. Pan-Africanism is what we thought it was. It is what we thought it was. We know about Jesse Jackson. We know about Jesse Jackson. We know about MLK Jr. We know about Umar Johnson. We know. We know. Okay? So listen to this, and this is going to take us where we need to go. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on for a ride, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on for a ride. There is a reason they keep telling you to go back to Africa, and you've never been to Africa, and you're not from Africa. There's nothing that these people won't do and or attempt, y'all. And there's no history that they will not attempt to hide. Oh, y'all hold on to your seats. We talking U.S. presidents and everything today, y'all. You should never trust another one. You should never trust another one. Man, we going to get in it today. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Jesse Jackson's going to be a big part of this conversation. I'm just trying to get y'all fine-tuned right now. But let's get into this real quick.
And this is a picture of his granddaughter. And the reason it's so hard for you
Hold
to
on,
believe.
y'all. Hold on.
You ain't gonna believe this. Did you know that white people created Pan-Africanism? And not only that, it was created to erase Black Americans' lineage, culture, and identity. I'm about to.
Do y'all hear the key word? Erase, erase, eraser. Pan-Africanism, erase, eraser. I preach this to y'all all the time. I teach y'all this all the time. Pay attention, y'all. I'm not going to do what other content creators do. I've got my own call and my own purpose. You understand what I'm saying? But we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Understand the lingo. If you rock with me, you know how I speak about these things. I'm constantly saying the eraser. Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Oh, yeah, it's going to get deep. You right, class is in session today because even I'm learning something new. Let's get it.
You ain't gonna believe this. Did you know that white people created Pan-Africanism? And not only that, it was created to erase Black Americans' lineage, culture, and identity. I'm about to show you why Pan-Africanism is a scam and how the leaders who push it are inadvertently or advertently pushing white supremacy. But first, we got to start off with a quote from Malcolm X. Only a fool will let his enemies teach his children. Keep this quote in mind because
only a fool will let his enemies teach their children. Only a fool will let their enemies teach their children, y'all. Quoted by the late, great Malcolm X himself. Y'all coming here with this Unc and Snoop Dogg thing all the time. You want Snoop? There's Snoop. There's Snoop. You want Snoop? Y'all keep calling for Snoop. There's Snoop. But if you must know, my nickname is Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Only my nickname is Snoop. Well, that means get your bum ass off of it, Royce. You're here. That makes you a bum ass. You even commented. I got proof your bum ass was here.
that's the exact dilemma that we under. Now in school, there are objective things that are beneficial for us to learn, like math, and then there are subjective things like history, which can be weaponized, especially when you have to depend on your oppressor to teach you about your history. Because a major rule of colonization is to rewrite history to justify domination, use school, religion, and media to reshape the identity, and replace the native languages with colonized languages. And also the goal of colonization is to control how people think about themselves and their past. See, they separate us from our parents at a very young age. We are sent to strangers, and these strangers have control over what goes inside of our mind. And we do this from the ages of 5 all the way to 18, and for a lot of people, all the way well into their 20s if they go to college.
Now, 5 to 18 are your indoctrination stages. You're introduced to white Jesus at that point. You're introduced to a white learning facility that you call a school. Okay? Then by the time you grow up, you graduate, you get a job. Now you know how to act in front of white people. You know the importance of white culture. Okay, their white existence. Don't mess with those white people. Those white people this, those white people that. Yeah, the indoctrination phase. The indoctrination phase. This is going to get deep, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to get deep. And I don't care how long I run this live today. I really don't care how long this takes. It's going to get deep, and I feel like we need to actually get the truth out there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy arguing with trolls on here. I enjoy arguing with them. Y'all believe I be crashing out. Y'all think I be mad. That's what separates me from other YouTubers because I will go comment for comment with the chat, with a racist, with a troll. I will check them. You know what I'm saying? I will check them. So I'm not going to change up what's working for me and what's separating me from everyone else. I'm going to keep doing me because it's drawing their attention too. It's drawing their attention too. Watch this.
This is called indoctrination. Indoctrination is a process of teaching a person or a group to accept a set of beliefs, doctrines, and ideologies uncritically, often preventing them from questioning or considering alternative viewpoints. And indoctrination is also imposing specific ideologies in an educational setting, such as forcing one-sided views of history. This is why you'll see Pan-Africans and Afrocentric people try to attack people who have alternative views of history. because they are in place to ensure we never wake up to our true identity. And they pretend that they are fighting white supremacy when in reality, they are actually upholding it and selling us out for profit.
These are your Al Sharptons, all right? These are your Al Sharptons. These are your Jesse Jacksons. These are your Ben Crumps. These are your Umar Johnsons. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why they're quick to throw certain black quick to throw certain black people into play to speak for us. We don't need these old ass people to speak for us. You have a Jim Crow mentality too. You have an enslaved mind mentality. You were there in those days. You already have that fear in you. We don't have that fear. It's time for the new generation. We don't have that fear. It's time for the new generation. But they use these individuals to speak for us because these individuals are just like the majority of black people. They're not too well off. So to take a payday and to look out for your family, even if it's just you and your family alone, yes, you'll sell your people short. And in the process, don't realize historically you're selling yourself short. This is why the truth is coming out about Marcus Garvey as well. All right. Oh, we gonna learn today, y'all. We gonna learn today. Let's get it. There is nothing that these people won't do and have not done. Don't say they will not deport black people. Don't say it, because I'm proving it wrong today. And I'm also proving that we are indigenous today. Today, I'm proving that we were already here. And like I told y'all, I tell you all the time, we was exported and not imported. Let me say it again. I tell you all the time, we was exported and not imported. When they arrived, they made us prisoners of war. They sent us to plantations and reclassified us. I'm proving that today. They already knew this, ladies and gentlemen. I pay attention to the racist comments they put in the chat, and they led me right where I needed to be. Thank you, racists, because your white educational learning facilities aren't teaching this either. So I wonder how you learned it. This is what your parents were telling you at the dinner table. This is why you grew up thinking you were so much better than everyone else. This is how you had the misrepresentation of superior in your mind when you were actually inferior. Y'all watch this. Oh, we're going to cook this up today. Let's go.
Call them sellouts and revolutionary clothing. These people are indoctrinated, and they want to make sure you stay indoctrinated as well, which is a form of brainwashing. And this was the same thing for our great scholars in history like W.E.B. Du Bois and even current day people like Dr. Umar Johnson.
Write the names down. W.E.B. Du Bois. This thing is going to get deep. Write down names. Do research, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just listen. I've got me a tablet right here. Write down names. Do the research. Do the research. Real talk. Do the research. Oh, thank you so much, Mother Earth. Thank you so much, Mother Earth. All right, tribe. Can we put Mother Earth in the chat, y'all? My mom just sent me a $12 super chat. My mom, who is also a member, who is also the essence of me, just sent me a $12 super chat to start things off. Thank you so much, Mother Earth. I appreciate that, and I love you for that. Let's put Mother Earth in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put Mother Earth in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put Mother Earth in the chat. Thank you so much, Mama. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
W.E.B. Du Bois was a prominent pusher of Pan-Africanism. He was the first Black American to get a PhD in Harvard University. And guess what the subject was that he got his PhD in? You guessed it, history. Not only was he indoctrinated with one-sided narrative of history, he went to the highest level of indoctrination on that subject.
I want to thank everybody for thanking Mother Earth for her contribution. I want to thank everybody for respecting my essence and loving my essence, because there'd be no me if it wasn't for her. I know the racists aren't too proud to hear that, but I know the FBA family. I know that's something that's love when we hear it. That's love. So Thank you and respect to Mother Earth. You know, thank you and respect to Mother Earth.
See, Pan-Africanism was created by white people to take Black Americans off their
Xenix, blocks. Don't come in here with that, man. Don't come in here with that, man. This is the wrong place. Don't come. We covering that right now. That's part of indoctrination. Don't come in here. Wrong channel, my man. Wrong channel. Let's not do it again. Wrong channel. Wrong channel. See, I was even nice about it, y'all. Wrong channel. We get the truth over here, man. We get the truth. Don't come in here spamming that Jesus-ish, man. You leave your religion, your colonization, your indoctrination out of this. This is FBA over here. Foundational Black Americans. We don't subscribe to an oppressor's religion.
Homeland, which is America, and ship them to Africa. This is how the country of Liberia came about. And that's why the Liberian flag is similar to the American flag. And it was pushed by a racist group of people called the American Colonization Society. I'll go further in depth on them a little later. But the reason I mention them is because two white races that was a part of that organization directly funded W.E.B. Du Bois. And because our leaders are indoctrinated by these racist whites,
y'all want to handle Queen of the South Ministries. We already know from the name. We already know for the name what it is. Y'all want to handle Queen of the South Ministries, who says we're crazy for rejecting Jesus. You're crazy for believing in Jesus and having an imaginary friend at this age. You're crazy for taking off physical chains and putting on mental chains. At least with physical chains, you were able to see your limitations. Now you've put on spiritual invisible chains, and you've limiting yourself. You're waiting until you die to live. There's nothing that you can tell anyone in here because, sweetheart, we are all trying to live before we die. We're not buying into that. We're watching everyone else progress. No one else around you is waiting. You've been programmed to wait. So, sweetheart, your indoctrinated ass can keep waiting, and you can wait outside of this live.
they are brainwashed into believing a narrative about history that keeps them from understanding that America is their homeland. So they use these puppets to brainwash us. So we might see a black face teaching us, but they are teaching a colonized narrative.
Tell them again, Indigenous warrior. Tell them again, not to get off track, but tell them again. You can't worship the same God as your enemy. Yes, I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in a colonial higher power. I don't believe in all of that, man. That's astrology. Jesus was written into law by the First Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. And if you actually do the research, and I'm telling you, report the stream all you want. You're just an angry white person. Report it all you want. You can't change the fact that Jesus was written into law by 318 bishops under the rule of Emperor Constantine by the First Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. You can't refute that. So report it all you want. I don't care what your nationality is. You're still uninformed. You're still uneducated, and you're still indoctrinated. So I don't care what it is. I'm here to teach. And I stand on what I know. I stand on what I know. I stand on what I know. I don't fall backwards. I stand on what I know. They can't indoctrinate me. But apparently they can indoctrinate you.
Now that that's understood, let's talk about the white men who created Pan-Africanism. We will discuss them and the black faces who helped carry out their agenda. So to understand the origins of Pan-Africanism, we have to take it all the way back to the late 1700s. There was an indigenous man by the name of Paul Cuffy. And this one man debunks every lie and narrative you was ever.
Write down that name, y'all. Paul Cuffy. C-U-F-F-E. C-U-F-F-E. All right? C-U-F-F-E. Paul Cuffy. Paul Cuffy. C-U-F-F-E. Write that down. Research him, y'all. Research him. We're going to start learning the truth. Write it down. Research it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah, a lot of these people are indoctrinated. And a lot of these, listen, the problem with black people is they've surrendered to religious slavery. The problem with white people is they're never going to tell the truth because by keeping the lie going, it's benefiting them. It's beneficiary. So as long as they can keep a lot of these black people asleep, no, Paul Cuffy, Cuffe, Cuffe. I'm going to tell the truth regardless. I don't have that fear. I don't have that fear. They are playing on your fear. You are afraid to die. So you want to make sure when you do die that you're not going to hell. You're afraid of a man punishing you who was kicked out of heaven for disobeying the same damn made up ass murderous God in the Bible. The devil's going to punish you for not obeying God, and he disobeyed God his damn self, right? And you can't name not one person in the Bible that's Satan unalive, that he killed and or murdered. You can't. Now Google how many God did it to. And the same thing is happening right now today. Who do you think wrote the book? Who do you think wrote the transcript? Who do you think wrote the transcript? What do you think made colonization easy? Christians are involved in every evil and wicked thing that's ever happened in this country and globally. With Europeans came white Christian nationalists, y'all. White Christian nationalists.
Taught about black history. Like, for example, Paul Cuffy was a full-blooded indigenous man, but because of his skin color, he will be considered a black American today. And he was born in 1759 and passed away in 1817, which means he was alive during the time of slavery, yet he was born free and was actually a millionaire at the time. See, history likes to make it seem like
this is Paul Cuffy we're talking about. This is Paul Cuffy we are talking about. Paul Cuffy, y'all. Do your research. Paul Cuffy. Cuffe. Paul Cuffy.
all black people were slaves during this time and poor, but he was neither. Now, what does Paul Cuffy have to do with Pan-Africanism, you may ask? Everything. See, Paul Cuffy is one of the first victims of Pan-Africanism in history. He got his indigenous identity stripped from him, and over time, your favorite historians has been lying about his identity. Paul Cuffy was a Wampanoag Indian, and Wampanoag Indians was the Indians that the Pilgrims came across.
And he was darker than me. Paul Cuffy, oh, y'all gonna learn today. Oh, y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. Let me run that back. Y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. Y'all go subscribe to this brother's channel, man. Jaw Bricks Story. Brick spelled with the Z, not an S. Jaw Brick Story, y'all, on YouTube. And I'd like you to smaller platforms that's doing the work. We're trying to grow. So you know we're going to tell you the truth. You know we're going to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? You know we're going to tell you the truth. But yeah, y'all going to learn today. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be Paul Cuffy. That would be Paul Cuffy. They would consider him a Negro. They would consider him colored. He is American Indian. Indian. The Wampanoag tribe. Reclassification. Paper genocide. Your government plays games. Your government plays games. Yeah. Watch this. Watch this. Jesse Jackson was also a full-blooded Indian. He was Cherokee. Frederick Douglass was a Potomac Indian. And he was dark. Brother in the cut is Cherokee. He's dark. Paul Cuffy. Cuffe. I'm trying to tell y'all something, man. I'm trying to tell y'all something. I told y'all this morning to go subscribe to Mike's TV on YouTube. I'm trying to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a lot of FBA family out there. We're all doing different things. We're taking different routes to get to the same place. But here, I like to teach. I want people to be able to identify their culture, their heritage, their lineage. What's up, nephew? Shout out to my nephew, Mr. Cornel Saunders. Yeah. What's up, nephew? Yeah. Watch this. Watch this.
Like all black people were slaves during this time and poor, but he was neither. Now, what does Paul Cuffy have to do with Pan?
You asked a stupid question, Rucker. Rucker goes, how the F did you get a European name? You're racist. You should know that answer. Do you think before you speak, my degenerate brother? Huh? Do you think before you speak? Very low IQ. You could have answered that question yourself. Very low IQ. Welcome, Money Mike. Welcome, Money Mike. Good to see you in here. Bro, you could have answered that question yourself. You just appear to look very dumb and dumber, perhaps the dumbest. How do you think? How do you think that happened? But you're not capable or programmed to tell the truth. You're programmed to lie. So let's see what you come up with, because you just made an ass of yourself. How do you think that happened? Huh? How do you think that happened? How do you think it happened, dummy? How do you think his name is Paul? How do you think he got a European name? How do you think it happened? Goodness gracious, boy, you so uninformed, boy. You don't know right, you right from your left. Still learn how to tie your shoestrings, huh?
Africanism, you may ask? Everything. See, Paul Cuffy is one of the first victims of Pan-Africanism in history. He got his indigenous identity stripped from him, and over time, your favorite historians has been lying about his identity. Paul Cuffy was a Wampanoag Indian, and Wampanoag Indians was the Indians that the Pilgrims came across. You know, the Thanksgiving story.
And how many times have I told y'all right here on my platform exclusively that we were the ones that the Pilgrims encountered? How many times have I told y'all that? They rewrote the history and inserted those Ellis Island, Siberian straight ass Native Americans that they imported over here. I told y'all when those Pilgrims got here, we were the people they encountered. That is how we became prisoners of war. They lied. They whitewashed history, y'all. You have to get familiar with the United Daughters of Confederacy Act to understand how this history was hidden in these white learning facilities, y'all. In these white learning facilities.
Here are historical depictions of how the Wampanoag Indians look.
Let's run this back. Let's run this back. Let's run this back. I love to see the YT supremacists, y'all, act sharp. Money Mike, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Money Mike says, glad to be back in the land of freedom. Salute to the uncut tribe. Salute to you too, brother. Let's put MM in the chat, y'all. Let's put MM in the chat, y'all. Y'all know anytime that someone gives to the platform, we always acknowledge them in the chat. We always acknowledge them in the chat. Thank you, brother. And thank you to Mother Earth again, too. But look, y'all, I love when the racists get upset about the truth.
Indians was the Indians that the Pilgrims came across. You know, the Thanksgiving story. And here are historical depictions of how the Wampanoag Indians look. I mean, even one of the Indians who directly came across the Pilgrims was named the Black Sachem. And this is a picture of his granddaughter. And the reason it's so hard for you to believe is because of the massive propaganda and how they depict Indians in movies and media.
I rest my case, haters. I rest my case, racists. Yeah, you gonna learn today. I rest my case, racists. Yeah, this is everything y'all didn't want us to know. Ladies and gentlemen, FBA family, let the melanin in the house get the likes up. Let the melanin in the house get the likes up, ladies and gentlemen. We need more brothers and sisters, more FBA family in here to hear these truths, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let the melanin in the house get the lights up, y'all. We're not expecting the haters to do it. We're not expecting the trolls to do it. Huh? FBA family, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. You can't depict DNA from somebody's tribal lineage, dummy. That don't tell you where someone, no, you've got that backwards. And who runs the DNA test? The same people who ran the United States Census? Huh? Who started paper genocide and started reclassifying us even earlier than 1790, but reportedly we have Walter Plecker doing it in 1790. So why would we trust those who control those DNA tests as well? Huh? Why would we trust those who control those DNA tests as well? Because you same white people who are claiming to be Indians don't have any tribal lineage. You're assuming someone else's identity to assume their land and their resources. That's what you're doing. The $5 Indian Act. You pretendian. Elizabeth Warren, right? Pocahontas herself, pretendian. $5 Indian Act. See, again, you're busy trying to tell us who we are, but you won't tell us who you are. You just hide behind the color white. Huh? Yeah. You hide behind the color white. What is your lineage? Mike, you got so much to say. What is your lineage? You are a white what? You are a European what? You are a Russian what? You are an Irish what? What are you? Are you Australian? Are you Canadian? Are you Sicilian? What are you? Because white didn't exist. Black didn't exist. White was invented to increase numbers, to uphold and assimilate white supremacy, white privilege, white entitlement, white control. Do you know who you talking to up in here, boy? Do you know who you talking to up in here, boy? You gonna get educated today. You gonna get educated today. Do you know who you talking to, fool? This is what I do. This is what I do. And notice I don't have to be racist to put you in your seat. You Brazilian. Shut up. You're Brazilian. Shut up, Mike. Because the majority of those slaves that y'all stole from Africa landed in Brazil. Y'all even got towns over there called Little Africa. Yeah. You got black people over there right now with African and tribal accents. Right now. We know about the whitening. Mike, you're in Brazil. So what do you know about Bloqueamento? What do you know about Bloqueamento, Mike? You're in Brazil. What do you know about Brazil importing hundreds of thousands of white people, huh? To overpopulate Brazil because it had gotten too black when they started taking all of those slaves out of Africa. What do you know about that, Mike? Shut the hell up. Do you know who you talking to, boy? Shut up and listen and learn. Shut up and listen and learn. Don't tell me I'm right now. Don't tell me I'm right now. Don't tell me I'm right now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. See, I can cook you with facts all day. Do you know who you talking to? Shut up and listen and learn. Real talk. Yeah. Yeah, Mike. I'm glad I got your respect, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
Tom, we internalize these images. And also because they taught us that all dark-skinned people came from Africa, and they use the term African descent, even when people do not descend from Africa. And for you people who want to say all people...
Mike, why you sitting here saying, how does he have a European name? Why the hell are you in Brazil, Mike? How are you in Brazil with a name like Mike? You're worried about how an Indian get a European name like Paul. How the hell are you in Brazil with a European name like Mike? Huh? Ask yourself the same question, Mike. Y'all people make fools of yourselves, man. Y'all got so much to say and don't think about what you're saying before you say it, Mike. Reciprocate the energy. Silver don't mean nothing. How you get the name Mike? How do you get a first name? You attacked his first name, Paul, right? How do you get the name Michael and you're Brazilian? How do you get the name Michael and you are Brazilian? Huh? Are you a product of colonization? Are you a migrant, Mike? Huh? Huh, Mike? Yeah, let's get the truth out there, Mike. What the hell are you doing in Brazil, Mike? Where were you really born, Mike? Huh? Where were you really born, Mike? Don't worry about my watch. Just know what time it is.
Who originated in Africa, I got a video coming out debunking that as well. See, this is all a part of the plan to make sure Black Americans never understand that they are the original people of this land. And through this,
these people hate the truth. These people hate the truth. These people hate the truth, y'all. Do you see, when I keep telling y'all, when they get upset like this about the truth and about history coming out, take their anger as white guilt. Take that for accountability. That is the closest you're going to come. And get your laughs off. Do what Cat Williams said. Get 7 more laughs. Rucker, that's funny. Black Americans is funny. Black Americans is funny. Rucker, because you're not foundational. You're not indigenous. You're not American. We were already here. And watch this. I'm going to prove that right now. So stick around, racists. Stick around, racists. I love this. I told y'all you have to pay attention to what these racists put in the chats, y'all. And it'll lead you to the truth, because their racist mothers and fathers and grandparents told them the truth. And was told to never let us know the truth. And now the lie should have quit when the internet hit. You know what I'm saying? The lie should have quit when the internet hit. You know what else is funny? A European in America assuming that they're American. You know what else is funny? The fact that you needed other people to get the work done for you because you don't have the melanin and the armor, the common sense and the know-how and the intelligence to do anything your damn self. That's funny. That's funny. It's funny that you can sit here and talk and your culture has never built anything, but they've tore everything up. They've only brought destruction and chaos. You didn't build a damn thing. You didn't contribute to a damn thing. All you did was bring war, disease, famine, mistrust, deceit, a colonized religion. Huh? You bought homosexuality. Yeah. You bought all of that. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Yeah. I love it when y'all get mad.
This video and future videos, I will be debunking the Outer Africa theory, and I will prove that all Black people with woolly hair do not come from one area of the planet, but that they are the aboriginals of every area of the planet. And this is why the white men created Pan-Africanism, to hide this fact. Now let's get back to Paul Cuffy, the full-blooded American Indian, and why he's so major in the Pan-Africanism paradigm. See, because Paul Cuffy was indigenous to America, the white men of that time had a problem. You can't just kick a millionaire landlord off his soil.
The same way the white man right now got a problem, y'all. The same way the white man right now got a problem. They got a problem touching them children. They got a problem telling the truth. They got a problem keeping their ass in their own indigenous land. They got a problem giving things back that they've stolen. They've got a problem messing with people their age consensually when it comes to procreating. They got a problem tampering with the United States Census. They have a problem with reclassifying people. They have a problem not being so honest and trustworthy. You're right. Still the same white people to this day. You're white. You're white about that. You are white about that. Yep. You're very white. You're very white about that. Yep.
For you, if he knows he's a Wampanoag Indian with treaty rights. So they had to rebrand him. In 1811, Paul sailed to Liverpool. That's where he met a group of white men who was a part of something called the African Institution.
Money Mike, can you remind these degenerates who saying, I don't want to answer comments, can you remind these degenerates that they need to send a super chat, or a cash app or something with some color on it if they want a question answered? Because we can't sit here and go back and forth with degenerates all day. We can't go back and forth with Neanderthals, y'all. We can't do that. We can't go back and forth with someone who's trying to build a wheel and made it square. You know what I mean? We can't do that. We cannot go back and forth with people who had the IQ to eat one another and eat other people too and come up with an infatuation for red meat and uncooked meat, y'all. We can't go back and forth with them type of monsters and vampires, y'all. We ain't got the time for that. So if vampires had gold, these vampires better have a super chat or send a cash app or something. You know what I'm saying? They better send it. The cash app is already listed right here. It's panned. The Cash App is pinned.
This white philanthropist saw Paul Cuffy's ship and realized he was a perfect test pilot.
Your God didn't exist, Joe Hahn. I'm going to call you a hoe. I'm going to call you a hoe. That J is going to be pronounced like a H. Ho. Ho. You're dead wrong, ho. You're dead wrong, ho. Ho says, if you're original, then y'all failed God and didn't listen, so your history is justified in his eyes. What, that made up God that pagan God you made up? Damn you and damn your God. Damn you and damn your God. You can't make FBA feel like we curse. You can't make us feel like we sinful. You can't make us rely on hope. Boy, we all about action over here. Boy, we all about the truth and self-empowerment. That don't work on us. We don't have that fear of your oppressor, white created God, man. We been broke them chains. You know what I'm saying? We been broke them chains. That don't affect us. That don't affect us. Don't get mad, Margaret. Margaret, were you any kin to Margaret Sanger? Huh? Sanger, the inventor of Planned Parenthood, Margaret? Did you change your last name, racist? Margaret, did you change your last name? Hey, Margaret, stick around and listen to some more, Margaret.
For the plan to get Black American Indians off their homeland and relocate them in Africa.
A plan to get Black American Indians off their homeland and relocate them to Africa. So you're right. You've never been to Africa. They didn't get you from Africa. You were here. But you know what they did? They tried to deport you to Africa. They tried to deport you to Africa. That's what they did. Just being me, don't do that again. Don't do that again. But they tried to deport.
So here's what they did. While Paul was busy trading, they was busy plotting. They was like the PR of that time. They published a book about him without his permission or his approval that minimized his Wampanoag heritage and created a fake story about his father being from Africa with no proof. But they said it because they want.
But they're arguing DNA. But they're arguing DNA. Yes, but don't do that. It's under Mr. Uncut Consciousness. Don't I appreciate it, but don't do that. Don't do that. Just keeping it 100. Don't do that. Too many racists around. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do that.
To connect him and set up a town in Sierra Leone. Till this day, there are no primary sources of Paul.
Y'all better listen.
It was like the
y'all better listen. They're talking about They're talking about DNA, right? I told y'all I was gonna debunk all of that today. They're talking about DNA. They can't bring up Margaret. You so stupid. We finna go back over your DNA argument right now. You know what I'm saying? F you too, Margaret, and thank you for being here, dumbass, and helping me, dumbass. Thank you for not knowing you're helping me, dumbass. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, degenerate. You even got the common sense to go over there where Nick Fuentes at. You ain't got the common sense to be over there throwing Hail Mary salutes with Elon Musk on X. You over here with the black family. We appreciate your racist white ass over here. We do. We appreciate the fact that you're sitting around to learn the truth and to be accountable. We appreciate that. We appreciate you rocking with us so we can teach you once again how to wash your dirty, nasty white ass. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
At that time, they published a book about him without his permission or his approval that minimized his Wampanoag heritage and created a fake story about his father being from Africa with no proof. But they said it because they wanted to connect him and set up a town in Sierra Leone. Till this day, there are no primary sources of Paul Cuffy's father being an African, yet all historical publications are running around with this narrative. The lie got so in.
None of his parents were African. See that? None of his parents were African. But they tried to ship him off and lie to him and tell him that he was African. Now, I'm going to link this to what the YT supremacist says when they talk about Liberia and they tell you to go back to Africa. Hold on, because this is where you're going to need a seatbelt. This is going to be a roller coaster. Now we get into the American Colonization Society, White racist, are you familiar with that, Mr. White Racist? The American Colonization Society? Huh? Are you familiar with that? Huh, white racist? Are you? Are you? Oh, it's about to go down, y'all. It's about to go down. Think about it. The American Colonization Society, y'all. The AMS. Oh, yeah. I'm going to show y'all the games that these nasty ass cavemen, I'm going to show y'all the games that these nasty ass vampires play. I'm going to show y'all how hard they go. And some of them were your US presidents. Oh, I'm going to expose them vampires today. Huh? I'm going to expose them vampires today. Let's get it. Let's get it. I tell y'all all the time, we was exported, not imported. Exported, not imported. Yeah, let's go. They getting mad, y'all.
They even made up a false interpretation for the name, trying to connect it to the word Kofi, which is an African name. But his name isn't Kofi on no primary records. And it just was another way to further Africanize his identity. As you can see, there's a blatant pattern of people trying to Africanize Black Americans, even when they have proven to be indigenous.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, they still trying it, y'all. They still trying it. They want to tell you where you from, but they won't identify and tell you where they from. They'll just holler, white power. That's all they gonna do. They gonna hide behind the whiteness because that whiteness brings privilege, benefits, entitlement, pacification, a rewritten history to make them look angelic as hell. You see what I'm saying? So they hide behind colorization. They just white power. That's all they know. But they're never going to identify, but they're busy telling you who you are, because if you find out who you really are, then them same bastards, them same thieves, them same disease-carrying degenerates know that they owe you, and they got to return your land. And it's already happening to a lot of these Native Americans right now, being kicked off of those reservations and being exported, being deported. Yeah, it's happening right now. Guess who next? Shay Whitey. You gonna get the hell off of our land today. You gonna give it back today. We don't care if you angry. We want you angry. We like it when you angry. You do your best work when you angry. We know about it. That's why you burn down all those Black establishments. We know about Shay Whitey. We know about the mobs of the Shay Whiteys and the tiki torches with the Target khakis. We know about the crew cuts and the mullets. We know about the swastikas. Did you know about the American Colonization Society? Huh? White people, why you ain't teach that in your white indoctrinated learning facilities? Huh? White people, why didn't you teach that in your white indoctrinated learning facilities? Why aren't we learning that white history in your school, in your public schools, white people? Huh? Why did the Daughters of the Confederacy Act exclude that from their history books, white people? Why don't we know about the American Colonization Society? But we gonna learn today because the lies should have quit when the internet hit. I'm cooking pulled pork. Anybody can have a plate. You want some pork rinds? You want some pig ears? You want some pig feet? We got a whole pork pot today. Come fill your pork fiending bellies today because we gonna cook them today. Let's go. Let's go.
A constant effort to try to ship us to Africa. They've been doing this back to Africa thing back then all the way till now. There's even letters of the President of the United States talking about how they have a plan to get us up off this land and send us back to Africa so they can have the land for themselves. And the next
part, how did they get the land? How are they going to come take our land and send us to Africa? We're not from Africa, ain't never been to Africa. And now, in order for you to keep our land and assume our identity, you're going to ship us to Africa? Oh, white man, y'all can't be trusted. Boy, y'all don't turn your back on a Neanderthal, boy. Listen, don't waste your time looking for a good snake out of the bunch because your ass going to get bit. Do not waste your time looking for a good snake out of that bunch because your ass going to get bit. I'm telling you, I'm putting it out there today, y'all. I don't do what other YouTubers do. We all got FBA Family out there putting in work. And shout out to the FBA Family putting in work. But we all do different work. We all do different work. Over here, I love history. I like to rub it in your face. I like to see you get mad. I like to see the tip of your nose turn red. I like to see your cheeks turn blossom red, rose red. I like the embarrassment you feel. I like the humility. I like the white guilt you feel. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Y'all think I be crashing out arguing with the chat? No, I love that, man. That's what separates me from other YouTubers. I love that. Y'all think I'm screaming at the camera. I'm educating. Y'all don't know that's how I get a lot of my subscribers. By checking these fools right then and there. By checking them right then and there. But let's go. Let's go. Oh boy, it's gonna get deep. Here we go, y'all. The truth is coming out. No, we ain't from Africa. Never, we ain't never been to Africa. Now, since you know this, let me educate you on something. When Jesse Jackson came along in '88 and reclassified us as the token Negro he was and said African American, he was trying to seal the deal then with the American Colonization Society. He was trying to piggyback off of what they started with taking free blacks from here and shipping them to Liberia to colonize Liberia, ladies and gentlemen, in Africa. Don't trust Africa either. Don't trust Africa either. Yeah. Oh, we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it today.
Part of the video, I will expose the next group of white people who are responsible for Pan-Africanism and how they connect to Paul Cuffy and actually got him to carry out their agenda. And I'll also expose other black sellouts who helped carry out this plan as well, even current day sellouts who's currently carrying out this plan right now.
Okay, now, we're past that. We're past that. Watch this. This led me here, and like I said, I like to use channels that's just now building, because channels who are just now building are going to tell the truth. They're going to do extensive research. You know, the last thing they're going to do is put out mistruths. The last thing they're going to do is put out mistruths. Right? Now, let's get to Jesse Jackson real quick. All right. This proves that Jesse Jackson was an opt and an agent for Black Americans. This is what Jesse Jackson was funded to do by a white supremacist government, y'all. This is why he reclassified us as African Americans. All right. We were here and being tricked and shipped to Liberia. This erased our indigenous existence from this land culturally and our rights to reparations. This is why they came up with African American, because they had already shipped black people to Liberia. And this was before slavery ended. This is before slavery. When this was going on, slavery was still going on in the country, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. This why they say go back to Africa. And you're like, I ain't never been to Africa. I ain't got nothing. They know about the American Colonization Society. Man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man. Man, y'all better man. Stop trusting your friends, man. Stop trusting your friends, man. Stop trusting your friends, man. Stop trusting your friends. Oh, they pulled a dirty, y'all. They pulled a dirty. Oh, this government dirty. They pulled a dirty. All these racists to tell y'all, if you don't like it, go back to Africa. You ain't never been to Africa. You not from here. And them vampires know they not from here. Them vampires know how they got here. How many accounts have you read of those slave ships pulling up, man? We know they got here by boat. We know about the Caucasus Mountains. Huh? We know all about it. You're not indigenous to this land. But you came and took the land from the original people, the tribal people, the black indigenous, and you made them prisoners of war, put them on plantations, reclassified them under the United States Census from Indian to Negro, and from tribe to Negro or color, and then you exported them out. You exported them out. You exported them out, and then you tried to assume their identity and call yourself indigenous and call yourself American. Everywhere you go, you try to assume other people's identity to gain access to their resources, their cultures, their wealth, their heritage, their rights, their land, their lives, their history. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, listen, this gonna get deep. This gonna get deep, man. This gonna get deep. This gonna get deep. Let's go. Let's go.
story in itself. Stay tuned. That actually is next episode. We'll talk about that. Something went on with them. But yeah, the colonists did not lose the Revolutionary War. Obviously, here walks in the United States of America. They won. They are no longer the British colonies. So even
Sammy, you damn right all other countries in on it too. You damn right. You damn right. Yeah. You damn right. All countries are in on this. Don't trust Africa. Don't trust Africa. Watch what Liberia did. Watch how this happened, y'all. And watch what the capital. Y'all just listen. Pay attention, y'all. Listen and pay attention. Watch this. White people, y'all should never want to speak up in this live stream again if you're not good white folks. We rock with the good white folks. The good white folks gonna put the truth out there as well. You see what I'm saying? We rock with the truth-telling good white folks. But y'all evil white people, y'all should never rear your ugly faces in here again with your mistruths, because now you've led me to some truths. Your racist comments led me to some truth. Y'all watch what they did, man. Watch this.
before the United States became its own country, the enslavement of Africans was actually the backbone of the colony's economies, right? Cotton, tobacco, and all these things.
I like helping small platforms, y'all. Please stop what you're doing right now, FBA family. Well, I can't say she's a small platform. She's big, but let's help her with her subscribers. She's at 23,900. Let's run that up, y'all. Y'all go over to Brittany Caldwell on YouTube and subscribe. She's also a history teacher, y'all. She took time out of her day from teaching indoctrinated, infused history to teaching that real-ish. And she's black. And she's black. Go support her. Go support her, FBA family. Go support her, FBA family. Go support her, FBA family. I didn't say Indians were white. Silly. I didn't say that. Go support her, FBA family. Her name is Brittany Caldwell on YouTube.
Things. The enslaved African population continued to grow even after the importation of slaves was banned in the early 1800s. So the United States eventually writes the Constitution, which is actually crazy. They never mentioned the word slaves at all. The northern states passed laws ending slavery and emancipating many Africans who were being held captive. And the South, for the most part, continued to enslave Africans. From about
Brittany with the E. Brittany with the E. It's Brittany with the E, Sean. Not an A, but an E. It's Brittney. Brittany Caldwell.
1790 to 1820, the free African American population rose by about 288%. During this time is when the United States, ironically, was like gloating about having this like new order constitution that was nowhere else in the world, promising freedom and the rights of all men and liberties and all these things. But of course, none of this applied to the Africans who were living there. Even if they were free, they were outcasted politically, economically, by many Southerners and political elites who just felt like them being around was a major threat to the slaves who were enslaved. Do you know what I'm saying? To the Black people who were enslaved. So they didn't want the enslaved people to see like Black boy joy, that Black girl magic of the free African Americans who were around. They didn't want to see Black people winning, to be honest. They didn't really want them around. They wanted them out the picture so that their slaves would not get mentally poisoned, especially as riots began to rise, Nat Turner's rebellion.
They didn't want the slaves acting up because they saw other free Black men and women walking around, other freedmen. You know what I'm saying? Other freedmen. So they didn't want the slaves to act up and think that, okay, you're going to cause a revolt because you're going to want to be free watching all these other Black freedmen walk around. You understand what I'm saying? So they had to get them out of here. It was a detriment to the implementation of slavery. They had to try to get them out of here. You just heard her mention Nat Turner. All right. You know about the slave revolt, the slave rebellion of Nat Turner. All right. Check this out. She's going to say it again. Listen, ladies and gentlemen.
They were outcasted politically, economically, by many Southerners and political elites who just felt like them being around was a major threat to the slaves who were enslaved. Do you know what I'm saying? To the Black people who were enslaved. So they didn't want the enslaved people to see like Black boy joy, that Black girl magic of the free African Americans who were around. They didn't want to see Black people winning, to be honest. They didn't really want them around. They wanted them out the picture so that their slaves would not get mentally poisoned, especially as riots began to rise, Nat Turner's rebellion and such things. So even those who did not have slaves wanted them out the way because they felt that Black people were just kind of killing their vibe, making it like economically harder for them to find jobs because they were more likely to accept a lower wage. And they just didn't want them really staying in the same cities as them. They wanted to be separated. So freedmen faced a lot of discrimination, oppression. In some cases, it was even like physically threatening to be a freedman. You're not a slave.
So imagine being Black and being free, but still oppressed like you're enslaved. You know, like you're enslaved. Imagine that, because that's what the Black freedmen were going through. That's what the Black freedmen were going through by the hands of the white supremacists, by the racists, by the same people who saying 200 years later, you're still crying like a baby. 200 years later, and you're still lying like a thief. You're still touching on children like a pedo. I'm going to get the truth out there, y'all. You got to rub it in their face. You have to rub it in their face. They always want to put their nose where it don't belong. So poking their nose in over here, they're going to get the truth. They're going to get the truth.
But it's almost like you're living the life of a slave mentally. Have you guys heard of 12 Years a Slave? You know, he was sexy, he was married, he was rich, and they kidnapped him. They stole his life and enslaved him. He was not free just because he was like a freed man, right? So many white people, especially wealthy ones, felt as if freed Black people were better just leaving America, period, instead of integrating that.
Free Black people were better leaving America. Free Black people were better leaving America. Did y'all hear that? They thought that free Black people were better leaving America. We had never left America. We were already here. We were already here. Cheese crust, why the F you still here? Huh? Why you still here? Why you still here with your dog hair smelling ass? Why you still here? Why you still here smelling like a wet German Shepherd? Why are you still here? Cheese crust. Got cheese crust hanging off from your ass, don't you? Huh? Why are you still here?
Into American society. So they literally hated them so much.
Y'all take that idiot out of here, y'all. Take that idiot out of here.
They decided to pass government legislation to give them the opportunity to leave. Like, it's actually sick when you think about it. How much do you have to hate someone for you to literally go into your own bag to pay for them to leave the country?
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor, no tech skills, just
see? They don't like when the truth come out, y'all. They don't like it. They do not like when the truth come out. Look how they act, y'all. Look how they act. When the truth comes out, look how they act. Take that for accountability. That's the closest you're going to come to one of these demons, one of these devils telling you the truth, admitting the truth. They learned this stuff at the dinner table. They didn't have to learn it in school. They went to school. They started school already knowing this stuff. It was hid from us. It did them all the good to know. It did us no good to know, because if we find out, we would bring hell and fury to them. We would rain hell and brimstone on them like we're doing to this day. Like we're doing to this day.
Whatever. So in 1816, Robert Finley created the Society for...
Write that down, because that's how I got there. Robert Finley. That's how I got there. And all roads, all research led back to Robert Finley. So thank you, racists. Thank you, racists. You led me back to Robert Finley. I wanted to know why y'all kept saying go back to Africa and we ain't never been there. I wanted to know why y'all kept putting Liberia, saying that your kin folks are in Liberia. Yeah, y'all white racists, y'all was saying this stuff. And I'm like, what are they getting at? And then wait till you see the resemblance of the flags, y'all. Wait till you see right now, look up the American flag and then look up the Liberian flag, y'all. Look up the capital of Liberia. Oh, I'm finna teach y'all today. The truth gonna come out. These white people been putting in work, y'all. If they put this much work into actually just paying reparations and being good people, man, we wouldn't be at war. We wouldn't have so much to talk about. We wouldn't have to protect children. They wouldn't be running the government up, belly up. You understand what I'm saying? But they don't put this type of energy into being good people. They put this type of thought, this type of energy into being the lineage of evil that they are. Y'all watch this. Watch this. Don't ever underestimate what these vampires are capable of. Don't ever underestimate this. When they tell you go back to Africa, they're actually being racist. They know what James Monroe did. Oh yeah, watch this.
For the colonization of free people of color of America, which later became known as ACS, the American Colonization Society.
Let's get it.
It sounds nice, but it's not. His purpose was to provide resources and to encourage free African Americans, freed men, to return back to Africa. Basically, he felt like he was doing African Americans a favor, essentially, by sending to a place to where they wouldn't face prejudice, discrimination. You can be around people of your own kind.
Since you're black, we're going to send you over here to Africa where a majority of black people are. They knew you were here. They'd already been to Africa too. Huh? The transatlantic slave trade had already happened. They had already been to Africa. So they knew exactly what was in Africa because they had already colonized Africa. They had already traded slaves with Africa. You just heard me go through all of this with Mike from Brazil. Huh? You just heard me. You just heard me go through this and cover this history with Mike Silva from Brazil right here. So what they did was take Americans who were free, who can actually risk the stability of slavery in this country by causing other slaves to rebel. They didn't want that. They didn't want the black slaves who were already oppressed to see that free black man, that free black woman walking around. So you know what they did? They shipped them off to Liberia. These black people had never been outside of the country. They're not from Africa. They had the hardest time trying to adjust in Africa. And when they got to Africa, guess what the African tribes did? They attacked them too because they knew that we were not them. Fuck Pan-Africanism. I'm here to give it to you today. I'm here to give it to you. Them same African tribes attacked those same freedmen who left here and went over to Liberia and attacked them. And y'all screaming Pan-Africanism? Thank you, American Trades. Thank you for the $5 cash app. He says, new sub, great data. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, family. Yeah, ain't no new topic. Go somewhere else for your new topic. The truth hurts. We hitting home today. The truth hurts. I say we hitting home today. You know what I'm saying? We hitting home today. Yeah, the truth hurts. We hitting home today. Let's do it.
You'll love it there. You won't be racially inferior. Why don't you go there instead of like dealing with the oppression of being inferior in America, which we as a people still deal with today. But anyways,
American Trades, thank you so much. Can we put AT in the chat, please? Can we put AT in the chat, who also just sent a $10 chat and said, take this also. Thank you, family. Thank you, family. We just doing work. We doing work, family. But I thank you. I thank you, family. We just doing work. That's all we doing. We doing work. But it was the white supremacists that led me to the truth. It was these racist trolls that led me to the truth, y'all. When I say trolls, only God and your mama can love you, I think Mr. Uncut Consciousness is getting a little bit soft towards y'all trolls because y'all lead me to the truth. I may not act on everything I see you put here. You may think I don't even see it, but I see it. I see it. I see it, and you're only going to make me do research. Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank American tradesmen, please. Let's continue to put their name in the chat as well. Oh, the truth is coming out. But watch this, y'all. Watch your U.S. presidents. Watch these colonizers, these Jim Crow-minded ass people that run your government. Watch what they think about us. And you wonder if you're going to get reparations? We have to take back our country, our land for that to happen. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not done yet. YT supremacists, y'all came over here. I told you I pay attention. I do the research. I pay attention. I do the research. Y'all led me to the truth. Watch this.
African Americans were not really feeling this at all. And most abolitionists were not rocking either. Many African Americans felt like, hey, we've been here just as long as you guys. Just because you're white doesn't mean it makes you more American. Like, we're American. We're owed the right to be American just as much as the white man, right? Not everyone was excited to go back to Africa. That just was not ideal for many African Americans. But regardless of this, many former enslaved Black Americans and free Black Americans who were never enslaved were pressured. They were pressured and coerced into immigrating to the mother.
They were pressured and tricked. They were pressured and tricked to leave their own indigenous land, leave behind their culture, their resources, their families, their lineage. It was ours. It's ours. It's Black. The truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. Bastard, we not from Africa. If you listen to what's going on, you'll know about the white lies you spreading right now. And Paul 7641. Paul, you need to listen, Paul. Learn how to listen, degenerate. Learn how to listen. Take your ass back to Europe. Take your ass back to the Caucasus Mountains, knuckle dragger. That's what you do, you damn jar of mayo. That's what you do. Y'all know what happens when you leave a jar of mayo out in the sun. The same thing that happens when you leave a vampire out in the sun. Can y'all please leave Paul out in the sun, please? Can we please leave Paul out in the sun, please? Let's go.
Land of Africa. So in 1818, the ACS, American Colonization Society, sent 2 representatives to West Africa to almost like scout out land, look for a suitable location. They were unable to convince local tribe leaders to sell them any land. It was a fail.
Do y'all hear this? They were trying to convince local tribe leaders to sell them their land in the midst of trying to deport the indigenous people who were already here when they got here, y'all. Oh my God. They tried to they didn't try to take the country, they tried to take it over. They imported all white people here. How do you think they became the majority? It's not from procreating. They did it in Brazil. They did it in South Africa. They're doing it here. They've done it in the Caribbean. Come on, this is as clear cut as it gets, y'all. This is as clear cut and sound as it gets, y'all.
We're talking big names like Thomas Jefferson, Henry Clay, James Monroe, even Andrew Jackson.
Mike Silver, I told your non-bathing ass to leave here the first time. I told you that. We never ever sent the invites to you and your Lice family. Can you and your Lice please exit? Can you and your Lice please exit? You need to be mountain climbing anyways, finding your way back to the Caucasus Mountains. Why are you here, Mike? Why are you here, Mike? Mike, you can exit, Mike. We don't mind, Mike. We love when you get mad. Yeah, see that comment up there, American Trades? Yeah, he pointing to it. That's broad. But we're talking about ethnicity, race, and where we derive from in our lifetime. Yeah, they don't want us to know. That's Mike. That's a colonizer for you. This is their mentality, man. This is their mentality. Now who's mad? Now who's mad? Y'all get Ann Paul out of here. That vampire shouldn't even have a voice. Him and Mike, y'all. Dismiss Mike Silver. Dismiss Ann Paul. Dismiss Mike Silver. Dismiss Ann Paul. We'll deal with all the other races, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But get Mike Silver out of here and get Ann Paul out of here.
I'm involved as far as
Mike Silver, I hope you talking to the dumbass haters because I'm reading your comments. All right, well, y'all leave Mike. Y'all leave Mike. Leave Mike Silver. But get Ann Paul out of here.
using government funds to assist the ACS. So in 1820, they raised about $50,000 and also received a 100.
Turtle, you want to get Derek out of here? Silence Derek. You ain't got to kick him out. Just time out him. Remove his comments or something. Since he's going after your Turtle Piece, that's your project right there. Derek is your project, Turtle Piece. Piss him off good, Turtle Piece. Piss him off real good, brother.
$100,000 check from Congress, which is in today's money like millions. I don't know exactly how much. I'll do the math a little later, but imagine donating money to send a Black man back to Africa. Like, I'm just dead. I don't really get the concept. But shortly after this, the ACS sent the first colonists to West Africa.
In 1820, the first boat left America carrying Black indigenous freedmen off their land in America to Liberia, y'all. They're not telling you this in these white ass indoctrinated ass public schools, y'all. They're not telling you this. They don't even tell you this in Black History Month. They don't tell you this. They don't want you to figure out who you are. If they tell you this, then they might as well tell you who you are, because this tells you who you are. It also tells you who they really are. I love it, y'all. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love this, man. Gotta love this, man.
On a boat named Elizabeth. The Elizabeth landed in Sierra Leone originally, which was a British colony.
The boat was Elizabeth. It's always some kind of Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, all this. It's always some Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? It's always some Elizabeth. It's always an Elizabeth, y'all. Now, where is that derived from? Not America. Hey, I love it. I love it. No, that was the slave ship named Jesus, man. You talking about something different, man. You need to listen, pimpin'. We talking about how America and these presidents attempted to deport indigenous Black people to Liberia. They were freedmen. They were never enslaved. They were never enslaved. You know what I'm saying? We talking about what they did right here. Right here. They didn't want the free Black people walking around to the slaves like, we free. I bet you wish you was us. And then new frees get tempted like, I'm tired of this. And the slaves like, F this. And the slaves turn up like Nat Turner. No, we can't have that. You know what? Let's trick them, coerce them into going to Liberia. Let's just get them out of the country. Let's get them out of the country so that they're not jeopardizing, you know what I'm saying, the success of our slave trade, of our slave ownership. Yeah. So the first ship left American soil. The first ship left American soil carrying indigenous Black Americans, tribal FBA family, y'all, to Liberia. Queen Elizabeth on a boat called Elizabeth in 1820. In 1820. In 1820. I told y'all we were not imported. I told y'all we were made prisoners of war and deported. I told y'all we were the ones who were going to war with the Pilgrims. I told y'all better go subscribe to Mike's TV on YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better go. Hell no. Don't nothing about me connect to Africa. I'm not African. You're African. Semi, not me. I'm American. I'm indigenous. The only thing we have in common is we're both black and we know what white people are capable of. Them facts for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Them facts for your ass.
For freed slaves. Like I said, we'll talk about that next episode. That's a messy story within itself. But on this ship, on the Elizabeth, was 88 Black Americans and only 3 whites. They began looking along the coast.
88 Black Americans being chaperoned by 3 white people. Boy, them 88 Black Americans should have whooped their 3 white asses on that boat, boy. Ain't no way. Hey, y'all listen, this could not have been us. This couldn't have been this generation of foundational Black Americans. Oh no, them 3 would have wore ass whooping. It's 88 of us and 3 of you. Man, listen, come here, Hellmans. You know what I'm saying? Come here, Miracle Whip. You know what I'm saying? You gonna learn today. Boy, listen. Man, boy, it couldn't have been the ancestors of today. It couldn't have been one of us. 88 of us and 3 of you. You know what the hell you just took us through? And you think you finna dump us off in Liberia and take us off of our land? We finna beat your ass. We finna take this boat. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go in your pockets. We gonna find a way to run this. We gonna run this. Real talk. We gonna run this. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Boy, we gonna Nat Turner your ass on this boat today. Wait till we get off this coast. 88 of us, the 3 of you. Just wait till we get off this coast. Wait till we get out there in the deep blue sea. Boy, you gonna be fish food, boy. You gonna be fish food. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be fish food. Because they was not us Black Americans of today. That's why they didn't take the boat. If it would have been us, boy, it was over. Hey, boy, would have been doing donuts in the middle of the ocean on that boat called Elizabeth, boy. What? Would have been doing figure 8s and donuts in the middle of the ocean. Yes, sir. Let's go.
It was for land that they could claim as their own. 25% of them died within 3 weeks due to yellow fever. We have to remember that they were not African. Their bodies were not built for Africa. They're essentially American. The transition was rough for their body.
More truths. Did y'all hear it? They were not what? They were not what? So when white people tell you go back, and you tell them you ain't never been, here's proof that they were deporting us and not importing us. Watch what she say, y'all. They were not African. They were not built for those conditions. Listen.
I'm just dead. I don't really get the concept. But shortly after this, the ACS sent the first colonists to West Africa on a boat named Elizabeth. The Elizabeth landed in Sierra Leone originally, which was a British colony for freed slaves. Like I said, we'll talk about that next episode. That's a messy story within itself. But on this ship, on the Elizabeth, was 88 Black Americans and only 3 whites. They began looking along the coast for land that they could claim as their own. 25.
You got 88 Black people on this boat looking over 3 white men's shoulders like, what do you think about that land right there, sir? Can we stop right there? Y'all should have whooped this ass and turned around and y'all should have went and picked up some more Black people and came back and whooped all they colonizing asses. Freed all your people. Huh? That's what you should have did. That's what you should have did. Yeah. Yeah. Because they got tricked into it, man. They were already here. They were indigenous. They were freedmen. They were tribal people who were never enslaved. And they shipped them to Africa. So when these white people tell you go back to Africa, this is what they are referring to, ladies and gentlemen. When Jesse Jackson reclassified us as African American, this is what prompted the reclassification, ladies and gentlemen. Are we not putting the two together? Are we not putting the two together? Come on. Boy, you can learn a lot from a racist. You can learn a lot from a racist. These white people know the truth. These white people know the truth, and they led me right there where I needed to be. Thank you, Shay Whitey. I appreciate you. Thank you, Shay Whitey. Let's go.
5% of them died within 3 weeks due to yellow fever. We have to remember that they were not African. Their bodies were not built for Africa. They're essentially American. The transition was rough for their bodies, and many really struggled. It was not a successful journey. Shortly after, a U.S. Navy vessel had to continue to arrive to help them search for a permanent settlement. They could not just
a U.S. Navy vessel had to arrive to help them search for a permanent settlement. Why? Why? Were those other tribes along the coast of Africa getting upset that you colonizers rearing your ugly faces around there again? Huh? Were they taking up arms against you? Huh? Were they? Were they?
Go to Sierra Leone. The goal was for them to have their own land. So local leaders still were kind of resisting the attempt for land to be bought, but eventually
local leaders were still resisting the attempt for land to be bought. So I guess that means, yes, them Africans was on y'all ass this time around. Y'all had to get a Navy ship to show up. Huh? Them tribal members on Africa was on y'all ass for showing up. They knew we weren't them. They knew we weren't them. They knew we weren't them because they sold other tribes of Africans to Brazil, to Haiti, to the Caribbean. Huh? They know. They know. They know. They know.
Robert Stockton, who was a Navy officer, was able to talk to some tribe leader pretty nicely. You know, the tribe leader appreciated what he was saying, and he did get a strip of land on the coast, what is now.
They talked to and bribed a tribe leader for the land to leave these Black Indigenous Americans on, and they sell their white asses back to America, y'all. They sell their white asses back to America. But wait until you hear how many United States presidents was in on this. Wait until you find out who it was named after. Y'all know over here, they like to throw all these Confederate flags and these Confederate statues and monuments and stuff in your face, right? They exploit the racism, right? Watch this, y'all. Watch this. The American Colonization Society. Google it. Look it up. Read about it. Get familiar with it. The American Colonization Society. The American Colonization Society. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Liberia. For some reason, I feel like when they're like, oh, he was convinced to give them land, I feel like it was threatened or coerced or some violence going on in there, but there's no historical proof. Regardless of gaining the legitimate territory from the local chiefs, they still were getting attacked by local tribes continuously, so much that in 1824, the settlers had to build a fortress around the colony to heavily.
They were getting attacked by local tribes. They try to tell you that Black people and Africans are the same people. Then why the hell are these liberated freedmen who came from America, who got tired of the white people who took over America and said, you know what? We'll go try somewhere else before we live around y'all. If we are family, if Pan-African is what it is, then why were those tribal leaders attacking the Black Indigenous freedmen Americans that left here on that boat and that landed in Liberia? Why did those Africans attack them? Why did they have to build a fortress around the settlement to protect them from rival local tribes, y'all? Now we're talking about the Africans. We are not the same people. We did not share the same struggle. The only thing we have in common is that we are melanated and we know what the hell white people do to get their power. That is all it is. That is all it is. I'm going to let you hear this again for yourself. Listen, y'all. Listen to what she said. And this is a history teacher, y'all. This is a history teacher. Brittany Caldwell is a history teacher. Watch this. Watch this. Down Pan-Africanism. Watch this.
rough for their bodies, and many really struggled. It was not a successful journey. Shortly after, a U.S. Navy vessel had to continue to arrive to like help them search for a permanent settlement. They could not just like go to Sierra Leone. The goal was for them to have their own land. So local leaders still were kind of resisting the attempt for land to be bought. But eventually, Robert Stockton, who was a Navy officer, was able to talk.
Robert Stockton, write it down. Research Robert Stockton. Research Robert Stockton.
To some tribe leader pretty nicely. You know, the tribe leader appreciated what he was saying, and he did get a strip of land on the coast, what is now Liberia. For some reason, I feel like when they're like, oh, he was convinced to give them land, I feel like it was like threatened or coerced or like some violence going on in there, but there's no historical proof. Regardless of gaining the legitimate territory from the local chiefs, they still were getting attacked by local tribes continuously, so much that in 1824, the settlers had to build a fortress around the colony to have.
Ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to subscribe to the white lie that we all came from Africa, then why was those tribal Africans attacking those indigenous freed Americans who had migrated to Liberia on this lion-ass escapade that these people invented? They sold their people, remember? Africa sold tribes. Why would Africa be attacking these people in the 1800s if these people were actually ancestors of Africa, ladies and gentlemen? We can debunk their white lies. History doesn't lie. White people lie about history. Let's go.
Heavily protected. The land that the ACS purchased was named Cape Masorta. They purchased it from the Gola people for about $300 in the year of 1822. Like I said, I'm not into math and finance. Y'all can do your own translation, but $300 back then. The first settlers arrived and they named it Perseverance, but later it was renamed Liberia, which is Liberty, and the capital was named Monrovia in honor of.
Monrovia, y'all. Watch this.
Oh my God, it's disgusting when I even think about it, you guys. It's disgusting. In honor of President James Monroe, who signed the official bill for the project to gain continuously so much
James
to like
Monroe,
help them.
The United States president, y'all, wrote us off. James Monroe, Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, American presidents wrote us off. The only American president that only sided with black people and was serious about equality was JFK. Don't let them lie to you about Abraham Lincoln. He didn't really want us freed. He left multiple accounts that he didn't really want to free us. JFK was that guy that stood up in the paint for black people. That's why they had to get him up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. John Brown was the only other white brother who took the fight to white people about us black people, y'all. I'm going to tell you the truth. Google John Brown. Him and his 5 children. An army of 21 people fought against white supremacy, y'all. Laid their lives on the line, was lynched, y'all. Unalive, just like they did the slaves for fighting for the slaves. So I can tell you it's not all white folks. It's just the white people, y'all. So when you ask me what the difference is between white people and white folks, I just told you. Because white people are in the chat mad right now. But white folks like JFK, white folks like John Brown, white folks like Paul Lance out here doing the work, white folks like Jane Elliott, yeah, they telling the truth. They telling the truth. And y'all didn't like that. And you still don't like that. You can debunk their lies right here, y'all. This proves that we are indigenous. This proves that we are indigenous. We know how they got here. We know what they did once they arrived. We know what they did to us once they arrived. We know about all the pagan holidays they celebrate that's got something to do with violence and pedos and everything else, man. They're telling you it's right here. Thank you again, racists, for leading me in the right direction. Thank you, racists.
For a permanent settlement, they could not just like go to Sierra Leone. The goal was for them to have their own land. So local leaders still were kind of resisting the attempt for land to be bought. But eventually, Robert Stockton, who was a Navy officer, was able to talk to some tribe leader pretty nicely. You know, the tribe leader appreciated what he was saying, and he did get a strip of land on the coast, what is now Liberia. For some reason, I feel like when they're like, oh, he was convinced to give them land, I feel like it was like threatened or coerced or like some violence going on in there, but there's no historical proof. Regardless of gaining the legitimate territory from the local chiefs, they still were getting attacked by local tribes continuously, so much that in 1824, the settlers had to build a fortress around the colony to heavily protect it. The land that the ACS purchased was named Cape Masorta. They purchased it from the Gola people for about $300 in the year of 1822. Like I said, I'm not into math and finance. Y'all can do your own translation, but $300 back then. The first settlers arrived and they named it Perseverance. But
Jeff, who are you referring to when you say demanding respect when giving none? I want to be clear. I want you to be absolutely transparent with your answer. Huh? I want you to be transparent with your answer, Jeff. Who are you referring to, Jeff? Because this is a channel that's about checks and balances. And I will check you real quick, brother. I will check you real quick, Jeff. So, Jeff, I want to give you the opportunity to be transparent. Add some clarity to your statement, Jeff. This is embarrassing for who? Embarrassing for white people? I hope that's what you meant. I hope that's what you meant, because this is embarrassing to white people. You know, it's more embarrassing that you still have black people indoctrinated, believing in all the BS that you brainwashed them with. That's even more embarrassing. That they still trust you enough to believe in your white Jesus and your Christianity. That's even more embarrassing. Knowing everything these people are capable of, you're still going to denounce white supremacy, but you're going to subscribe to the white supremacist religion. You can't make that make sense if you tried. You can't make that make sense if you tried. You can't. You can't. I don't care if you Einstein. You can't make that make sense if you tried. Mm-hmm. You hate everything about white supremacy. You want your land back. You want them reparations. You want all of that. But you subscribe to that lying ass God they gave you. Huh? Yeah. You want you. Yeah. Yeah. The oppressor and the oppressed cannot share the same God. They are praying to keep your ass in slavery and to keep you in bondage and to keep you dumb, blind, and indoctrinated so they can capitalize and benefit off of your existence and your melanin while they are living. And they've convinced you that you are cursed because of some bastard named Ham that never existed. And they've convinced you to always feel like you're sinful. Huh? They convinced you to feel like you broke a covenant with God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, religion, you're keeping yourself in slavery. You're taking off physical chains and putting on mental chains. At least with the physical chains, you saw your physical limitations. Now you're putting on mental chains and giving yourself limitations when there's no physical chains. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Here we go again with the Ethiopia Bible, y'all. I got to educate another one, y'all. Here we go. Top hat roach. I can't believe I'm talking to a roach that wears a top hat, but I'll try it, okay? I like fedoras myself. I'll try it. Okay. You seem to like bringing up the Ethiopian religion and Christianity. Now, let me tell you, you are absolutely correct. Let me tell you that Christianity did exist before Europeans arrived in the 3rd century for colonization. Okay, so the 1st and the 2nd century, they were doing slave trades. Africa would be the they in my statement. Africa was doing slave trades with the Arabs. Okay, when the white people in Brazil and Venezuela and everywhere else got tired of not having enough Indians, then they pulled up on the coast of Africa by the 3rd century after they got wind of the Arabs and the Africans doing business, selling trades, selling slaves, and they bought some. You know what I'm saying? They bought, ain't nothing about me a bug, homie. I just love bugging you with your bugged out ass. So the only true statement you made about Ethiopian Christianity is that Christianity did exist. But what your white indoctrinated ass is leaving out, you know what I'm saying? What you're leaving out is the fact that Jesus didn't exist. That's what you're leaving out. You're leaving out the fact that when Europeans pulled up and colonized Africa, they never colonized and conquered Ethiopia, which is why their doctrines never changed. But those same doctrines were assimilated from Horus and Osiris, who were the prophets recognized by Ethiopian Christianity, to a white Jesus Christ, to assimilate white supremacy. They added another denomination of Christianity. Now tell me Catholicism is not another denomination of Christianity. Tell me there are not multiple denominations of Christianity. Baptist. Tell me there's not. Tell me there is not. Tell me there is not. So yes, Christianity existed, but Jesus didn't. White Jesus, that white lie, that white hope came with you guys. They believed in Horus and Osiris. I'm not mad at all. I'm schooling you. I'm schooling you. White people made up Jesus. Why you think we saying fuck Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Why you think we saying fuck Jesus? Yeah, Catholics are absolutely Christians. Exactly. So all they did was pull up and change the denomination. I told y'all the title Christianity never changed. The only thing that changes along with Christianity are the prophets. There's like 16, 17 other prophets before Jesus was written in, and they plagiarized that. Ganesh, Mithra, Osiris, Ham. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all don't know this stuff? Yeah, I'm schooling you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So your white Christianity, you bought white Jesus. If you woke up those ancient Ethiopians right now and you mention Christianity to them, they would tell you that they are familiar with Christianity. But when you mention white Jesus, they gonna tell you, who the fuck is that? That would be their response. Who the fuck is that? Because they're used to Osiris and they're used to Horus. Where the did Jesus come from? Who the fuck is Jesus? Guess what? In the year 2150, you are aging out. You are going out of the age of Pisces, which is a fish symbol on the zodiac sign, which is why Jesus is a fish symbol on the back of your car, which is why Jesus and all of his disciples were fishermen in that Bible. You're moving out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, which is a man pouring out a picture of water. And that's why you're seeing people refute the lie of Jesus right now. A fish cannot live out of water. A fish cannot live without water, and that man is pouring that water out. We're getting to the truth. That means another prophet is about to be introduced to Christianity by year 2150, and they turned the S-U-N into the S-O-N, which is why you see the S-U-N behind your fake-ass S-O-N when you see a picture of him. That's why. He's a pagan sun god. A pagan sun god. Jesus was the first form of sunscreen, of sunblock, because all his white ass do, you know what I mean, is block the sun. Now ask yourself, if Jesus walked the Middle East, why the hell was he so white? Why the hell was he so white? Huh? Was Jesus a colonizer? Because he would be an immigrant right now. He would be an immigrant right now in this land, just like you're an immigrant in this land, because you're definitely not indigenous, but we are. Salute FBA. Stand up, FBA. We gonna get the work done, FBA. We gonna get the message out, FBA. We gonna continue to piss them off and eat them, FBA. They ate us. We gonna continue to cook them and eat them. We gonna barbecue their ass, FBA. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. Back to the truth.
Later, it was renamed Liberia, which is Liberty, and the capital was named Monrovia in honor of, oh my God, it's disgusting when I even think about it, you guys, it's disgusting. In honor of President James Monroe, who signed the official bill for the project to gain funding. It's still called Monrovia today, which gives me nightmares. Anyways, over 2,500 African Americans came within 20 years, which is really not as much as they.
Over 2,500 African Americans left here and went. They were deported, tricked, coerced, and deported to Liberia around freaking African tribes who did not know them, accept them, and want them there. All we have in common with doggone Africans is melanated black skin and the fact that we know what white people are capable of. That's it. Because Africa has always acted as an op to black people here. Africa has always acted as an op and an agent to black Americans. To black Americans. They've acted as ops and agents to their own. To their own. To their own.
They thought. The success in Monrovia inspired the creation of many other organizations that tried to push African Americans out in states such as like Mississippi, Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania. They all started kind of making these organizations that copied the ACS, hoping to encourage.
When y'all get this indoctrinated Malik or whatever his name is, Malik Stewart, Johnson, dude, calm down, read your, but that's what they want your indoctrinated ass, turn the other cheek ass to do. They homosexuals too, so when you get done turning these two cheeks, they don't mind getting your ass cheeks, Malik. They don't mind clapping your ass cheeks. That's what they do. You're subscribing to it. That's what they do. That's what they do. You subscribing to it. They don't mind clapping your ass cheeks. They come homosexual too. They ready for that. You know what I'm saying? They ready for that.
Encourage free blacks to relocate. I'm talking states that did not even have slaves. They just did not want the free blacks around. Like New York, Maine, that's like a little wild, you know. Discrimination and disenfranchisement of freed African Americans became a way of making their lives so miserable to the point that they wanted to leave Africa and return home. So it's just like this.
They wanted to leave Africa and return where? Home. Hence, the term African American was born. Hence, this is why they paid Jesse Jackson to reclassify us as African Americans the final time in 1988. We had never been to Africa. We always wondered where the term African American came from. Now you know, because your presidents were shipping black indigenous freedmen of this land off their land to Liberia in Africa. You just heard the truth. Thank you, racists, for teaching me the truth. Thank you, racists.
Pressure, like they're putting it in the news, like dropping letters off at people's houses. Also, let's backtrack a little. Congress had passed the Slave Trade Act of 1819, which banned.
David Manzi, nobody stopping your lice-infected, dog hair smelling, blotchy skin, three-tone pigment ass. Nobody stopping you from going to Europe either. Drag your knuckles, you know what I'm saying? Get your sister or your daughter, who's probably your wife or your baby mama, and y'all take y'all happy little Jed-clamping asses back to the Caucasus Mountains. Huh? Take your disease with you. Take your lies with you. Take your pedophilia with you. Take your homosexuality with you. Take your twisted ass history with you. Take your colonizing asses back to the mountains. Huh? You mountain climbing bastards. Why you think you love to climb mountains? You got a primate gene, just like the monkeys do. The Neanderthal came with the primate gene. 3% and higher. You come with the primate gene. You're used to climbing. You're used to climbing. Take your white ass on back to them Caucasus Mountains and get that practice in, climbing them goddamn mountains to get to them caves where you left them bones at from eating your family. Okay? You know you was eating your mama, you ate your daddy, your cousins, and your niece in that cave. Return back to that cave where you come from. Return back. Don't worry, we indigenous. I'm pretty sure we could build a boat, an ark, or something to get all y'all ass up out of here. We can build something. Y'all gonna get the hell off our land today. And boy, when you talk to a black man, an indigenous black man, somebody FBA, somebody who let you on their land, somebody who let you do the things you're doing right now, someone who allows you to have that privilege, boy, you respect them because it won't last too much longer, boy. It won't last too much longer, Saltine. It won't last too much longer, you jar of mayonnaise. The chickens are coming home to roost. Globally, right now, the whole world is upset and tired of white people. Even Africans, even Africans. Return back to your caves now. Caucasus Mountain degenerate ass creatures. Huh? You hold a canine gene too. You ever wonder why when your hair get wet, you smell like a wet dog? Huh? Because you have dog fur for hair. That's scientific proof. You're going to call it racist, but you can look this up and find it your truth. You know what I'm saying? You could find it yourself, David. You could find it yourself. Huh? David, you just mad it's a brother fucking your woman right now. You just mad, David, because you ain't got what it take to make her moan. You can't get her pregnant. You don't know how to procreate. All you know how to do is grape people, David. All you know how to do is grab little 12-year-old girls and force yourselves on them, David. That's all you know. 2977. That's all you know, David. David, you don't know about consensual. You don't know about that, David. You don't want someone who could defend themselves and fight you off, David. You want a little 12-year-old that you can hold down and have your way with after just taking in a couple beers at the bar or a couple shots, you know what I'm saying, a Patron or something with your homies. What you drinking, Jaeger? You drop some Jaeger bombs and you go grab some 12-year-olds from the bus stop? Huh? Is that what you do? Is that what you do? Boy, you better make yourself invisible like your skin pigmentation, boy. Because if I see another comment from you in here, I'm going to cook you. I'm going to cook you. Y'all better start putting these YT supremacists in their place, man. Y'all better start putting these cowards in their place. Everybody got GUNs now. Y'all better start putting these damn cowards in their place. These cowards don't run none of their thin ass lips. They got a primate gene. A monkey lips is thin. Aren't their lips thin? A monkey has straight hair. Don't they have straight hair? A monkey has lice and parasites. Don't they get lice and parasites? A monkey like to climb and swing from vines. What did ye old Shay Whitey and Tarzan do in the Caucasus Mountains? Huh? Put it together, ladies and gentlemen. Put it together. All they got is GUNs. Hell, we all got that now. What the hell y'all scared of? Stop letting them play on your fear. Stop letting them talk all crazy and sideways to you. If you know who you are, act like you know who you are and straighten these fools, straighten these parasites. Let the sun shine on these vampires. Get your silver steaks, get your garlic. Huh? Run these vampires the hell out. Y'all done seen the movie Sinners. Huh? We need some Michael B. Jordans up in here. We need some Stacks. We need some Smokes up in here. Y'all know what time it is, man. Stop acting like you don't know, black people. Stop letting them handle y'all like that. Stop it. Bitch, I ain't never been to Africa. You go back to Europe. And y'all do this without even putting profile pictures up. You know what I'm saying? You do this and you won't put profile pictures up. I've never been to Africa. I'm not African. And if you were listening rather than sitting in the back of the class, you know what I'm saying, drawing pictures of naked little boys with your homosexual ass, then you would have heard the fact that we're not from Africa either. You would have learned that today. You know what I'm saying? You would have learned that today if you weren't sitting in the back of the class drawing naked pictures of the little boys you plan on raping. You were probably writing a manifesto in back of the class today about all the churches you were going to walk into and deal in roof. Huh? You were probably writing a manifesto for your young son to get your long-range rifle, right? And probably go unalive somebody black tomorrow, won't you? Is that what you were too busy doing rather than learning today? Is that what you're too busy doing, y'all? These people would be your Christians. These people who invented the American Colonization Society, they identify as white Christians, black people. How the hell are y'all still identifying as that white shit? Huh? Huh? How the hell y'all still identifying as that white shit? That's all they are. That's all they are. Don't nobody unalive nobody more than you guys. More than you guys. Huh? What was the Holocaust? Who did that? Who did that? Who burnt down all the black cities and towns and lynched all those black people during slavery, Jim Crow, Reconstruction? They were white too. Who did it to the Irish? Who did it to the Italian? Who did it to Charlie Kirk? Who did it to 3 different presidents? Huh? Who attempted to do it 3 times to Donald Trump? Hell, who did it to Ashley Babbitt dead ass from the January 6th insurrection? Who did it? Who did it? White people. Don't tell that lie about we out here killing our people. It's you. It's you. I don't need help. You need help. You need some facts. You need some facts. Yeah. Yeah. You need some facts. I'm cooking y'all pork rinds, y'all. Pulled pork sandwiches for free, y'all. Pulled pork sandwiches. I'm trying to help y'all out today. I know the prices at the gas pump done went up. I know it's inflation at your local supermarkets. I know how expensive food can be. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, today we are cooking pigs for free. You know what I'm saying? Pull up and get you a pulled pork sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I like how you spelled that backwards. Now be a man and send a super chat and say it the real way, coward. Y'all pay attention to no offenses comments, y'all. Oh, you should have let the tribe get on them. Pull up and get you a pulled pork sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Pull up and get you a pulled pork sandwich. They know I'm cooking them. Y'all can smell the barbecue 3 blocks away. Don't that smell like burnt Caucasian? Y'all can't smell that? Y'all can't smell that? I don't like pork either. That's why we need to build this ark and get all the pork up out of here. Pork ain't never been good for black people. We need to get the pork out the country. That is what we need to do. We need to export the pork. We need to deport the pork. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to deport the pork. Turn them into bacon bits. That's right. Turn it into bacon bits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the transportation of slaves across the Atlantic in the United States, but it did not ban slavery, just the Atlantic slave trade. So this kind of made a lot of plantation owners like want to hold on to their slaves even more and kind of push the idea of freed blacks out.
Hey, Lamel, unlike y'all, I'm not a coward. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, you bastard. You know exactly what pork I'm talking about, Porky. You know. If you stood out in the sun high noon tomorrow, you'd be baking in 2 hours. And black people can't be racist. That's reserved for white people exclusively. Black people can't be racist. Name one black law, one black policy black people have ever wrote into legislature to hinder any other ethnic group. Name one. Name one sundown town that black people came up with. Name one policy. Name one city we massacred. Name one. Name one person's land we stole. Name one person's country we landed on and conquered them. I'm proud to be black. You're mad because you're not black. You're mad because at the age of 17, you were already looking 70. You were already had a receding hairline, you had wrinkles, and you was born with a little dick. Don't get mad at us, huh? Y'all was castrating us for a reason. Yeah, y'all was hanging our people and letting your women chop our genitals off, and they was running around the house not needing you no more. Huh? They had the real thing. A black man's penis was the first dildo a white woman ever had. She didn't even want y'all asses then. She couldn't wait for y'all to lynch your slave. Can I get that part of him? It's bigger and better than what you got, John. She ran through the house like, look what I got. Look what I got. Yeah, you Vienna dick fucker, you. Yeah.
So that it just wasn't in their mind. So around this time too, Britain began to even like capture ships that had slaves on it because people were trying to like backpedal and steal slaves. Anyway, as Britain was seizing the ships that had illegal slaves on them that were being sent to the Americas from Africa, they started to actually send them back to British colonies to see.
He desperate. Why you alone? Why you white? Oh boy. Hey, this fool say, why you alone? I got a better question. Why are you white? And my next question is, why are you still here? Why are you still here? This is about the truth. This is about the truth. Yeah. It's about the truth. Yeah. It is about the truth.
Early on to Freetown, and some of them even ended up in Liberia. So they were called Congos. During the earlier settlement process, the Congos were under the jurisdiction of agents of the United States, not the American Colonization Society. So to make life easier for themselves and to kind of like give them a leg up in society, they created alliances with the ruling American Liberian class and considered themselves higher class and like kind of better than the indigenous population, which is a little crazy. So throughout Liberian history, Congo served as a buffer population between the Americo-Liberians and the indigenous Liberians. Even though the Black American immigrants showed up to land that had been purchased for them, naturally it's human nature that they began to like expand and
we taking out the trash today, y'all. Boy, listen, we done got a hold of the truth. And that salad dressing done got mad, y'all. Them ranchers, that ranch dressing done got mad, y'all. And now we got to take out the trash. Pay attention to the color of the trash bag. Because that is what America is full of. That is what colonization is. This is what their history is. It's all white trash, just like their culture. Now, white folks are fine. But white people, y'all some demons. White folks are fine, but white people, y'all some demons. Let me say it one more time. White folks, y'all are fine, but white people, y'all are some damn demons. Y'all, we taking out the trash. We taking out the white trash. White, we tired of arguing with the ranch, y'all. We tired of arguing with salad dressing. We're tired of exposing the ingredients in salad dressing, y'all. We are tired of exposing the ingredients in salad dressing. I say we just take out the trash. I say we just take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? Real tired of the mayonnaise, take out the trash. Tired of the Miracle Whip, take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? Tired of the mayo section, take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? Arm yourselves with garlic. Get your silver steaks. Get your UV lights. They mad because they can't be day walkers, y'all. They mad because they can't be day walkers. You know what I'm saying? They mad. They come here with all that hate in their heart, and I just have to give to them. You know, Sean, what was I supposed to do, Sean? Sean say I can't with you. What was I supposed to do, Sean? At least I didn't say anything detrimental to my platform being taken down. All I did was show some white ranch salad dressing and a white trash bag. What better to put white trash in rather than a white trash bag? Huh? Yeah, that's the best thing you could do. That's the best thing you could do. Yeah, they gonna learn by pulling up in here with their altitude. Let's go.
or areas outside of Monrovia in the land that was allotted to them. So this became an issue with the indigenous Africans who were living in Liberia before it was Liberia, right? They had an issue with them being in Monrovia, period. But once they began to expand, like it just became too much.
Look at y'all. Look at this fool right here. Joshua Alvarado. Y'all listen to Josh two names now. Joshua Alvarado. His dumb ass want to speak up. He's just as confused as his first and last name. Okay? The only race in this country without their own language. Well, you got to be the only man in this country with two different origins of a first and last name. Joshua Alvarado. You're not indigenous. What are you, a Nick Fuentes? Are you white and Mexican? Are you a colonizer? Why did you speak up, Joshua Alvarado? I ain't never met an indigenous Alvarado with the first name of Joshua. That just doesn't ring a bell. That doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't ring a bell. You know what I'm saying? All right. Sean D6. I can't read all of that. All right. I remember my coworker claimed Native American, and I told her, "You're too pale to be from Florida originally." I told her she is one of those $5 Indians. You told her right. You know what? Because you told her the truth, I got to reward you, Sean. I got to reward you, Sean, because you out here telling the truth, Sean. I got to reward you, Sean. So if Joshua Alvarado, if him and his confused ass name continue to get on our nerves, Sean, you can handle him, okay, Sean? Congratulations to you out here, Sean, putting them in their place and telling the truth. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. No, don't try to give him a Spanish last name. Nah, it ain't Jose, it's Joshua. You know what I'm saying? It's Joshua. What you mean the only women that can't grow their own hair? They do grow their own hair. Why your women running around here trying to get corn rolls and braids, box braids, you know what I'm saying, Botox lips, BBLs? Why they trying to look like the black women? Why they trying to look like the black women? Why is your woman around here trying to look like the black women? Huh? Huh? Boy, all women are the most cutest, finest, most beautiful, most courageous, most intelligent thing on the face of this earth. On the face of this earth. I'm sorry your women get lice. Actually, I'm not sorry. You know what I'm saying? You should be sorry your women get lice because that means your ass get them too when you lay with them. So you should be sorry they get lice. You know what I'm saying? Not me. Not me. It don't matter they're the least married. They're onto your bullshit. Y'all marry your own damn children. Y'all will marry just to murder somebody. Y'all will marry somebody you hate just to get reward, just to reap the benefits. What are your white women doing to all these black athletes right now? What are your white women doing to all these black athletes right now? Huh? Huh? Yeah. 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 Yeah, they get mad, y'all. They're so angry. Look at the angry white mobs. They're going to show up to a town near you wearing Target khakis and some tiki torches with mullets and crew cuts. And they going to knock the windows out of your home and they going to set your drapes on fire and they going to rock, rock as you run out. They might hit you with water hoses. They might stick some dogs on you. And then they going to lie the next day when it hits the front page of the news. They going to lie and say that a black man touched a white woman or something. Don't worry, y'all. We know how this goes. We've seen this many a times, okay? We know how this goes, okay? We know what they do, all right? We know what they do. But if they don't chill, we're gonna go wake up Shadow Shitler. Now, we're going to get Shitler to handle this now. If they don't chill, we're going to go get Shadow Shitler. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go get Shadow Shitler. That's what we gonna do. If they don't chill, we gonna wake up Shadow Shitler because he knew exactly what to do. We ain't gonna keep dealing with this. We going to get Iran and we going to get Shadow Shitler and we should be okay from there. You know what I'm saying? We should be okay.
Problems came, which I can completely get, you know? Within the Liberian territory, there were originally 3 ethnic groups, Kru, Mande, and Mel.
Let's face it, most of us aren't going to set foot on Mars.
I'm on Mars! It's freezing. I'm going to go back to the mud.
They were not very similar to the African Americans at all. They weren't Christian, they were Muslim or practiced like
Hey, they say Joshua Alvarado is a mayonnaise conquistador. A mayonnaise conquistador. Oh man, that was a good one, man. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Indigenous religions. They weren't used to the concept of private land because land was
Adam. We're gonna send you to pedo rehab along with Donald Trump and the rest of the Epstein family. Okay? Well, that's what we're gonna do, Adam. Listen, Adam, we want to piss you guys off. I like it when you're pissed off. Huh? I like it. You're gonna get like little hives and everything all over your skin. You're gonna look like you got scabies in the next 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like when you're upset. I love it when you're upset. I love it when the truth pisses you off because you're showing accountability. You're used to the world pacifying you, giving you entitlement. You're used to controlling the narrative. You're used to controlling history. You're used to pandering white lies. So you don't like it when you're not being glorified. You don't like it when the truth is coming out. You don't like it when you're being exposed and exploited. And guess what? I can't name another ethnic group that enjoyed it either. But you didn't give a damn then, so why the F would I give a damn now? If you didn't care then, why would we care now? See, you don't understand. We want to see all y'all babies eaten by gators. You don't understand. We want to decorate some trees with some people too. You don't understand. You don't understand. We want to do the same thing to y'all, and it's happening. That's why your birth rates are decreasing. You know what I'm saying? And you're soon to be the minority in this country. And ooh, black and brown can't wait. I hope you get Noah's Ark built and get the hell back to the Caucasus Mountains before, man, listen, you got about 5 or 10 years left. You got about 5 or 10 years left. And I'm telling you, we gonna do the same thing to you that you did to us. I'm telling you. And we ain't gonna have no mercy. We gonna separate your families. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do all of that. We gonna let your own people eat you, because we ain't into eating humans. You know what I'm saying? We ain't into that. But I'm pretty sure your people, they ate you once, they'll eat you again. You know what I'm saying? They eat even anything. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. You know what I'm saying? Now we ain't gonna eat you. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna put you in your place. We gonna do the same thing to you that you did to us. And every time you settle, every time you colonize, we gonna pull up. We taking all that shit. We taking all that shit. You will never own anything. You will never have a good reputation. You will never have a good name. You will never come up on the right side of history. You'll always come up on the white side of history, which is the wrong side of history. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can't wait. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I know I'm gonna buy me some slaves. I need one of y'all to prop my feet up on. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I need one of y'all to prop my feet up on. Huh? Ain't it written in that Bible y'all love to quote that he shall make thy enemy thy footstool? Huh? Huh? Y'all look like you'll make some good vintage footstools. Y'all skin look like it'll make some good piano keys too. You know what I'm saying? The ivory on the piano. I could think of some things to do with y'all skin, how y'all thought of some things to do with our skin. You know what I'm saying? I can think of some things to do with y'all skin. You know what I'm saying? That might be good. That might be good for like lampshades and everything. I've been thinking this thing through. I've been thinking this through. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking this through. I've been thinking this all the way through.
Held amongst the community. So it's like all of these values that African Americans brought in from America, they were just not really rocking with at all. They were completely opposite of the Black Americans who arrived around them. And to make matters worse, there was like a lot of economic struggling taking place in Liberia at this time. There wasn't really a lot of trade going through. It didn't really have the abundant natural resources like its neighbors did. So
Indigenous warriors say, hell no, they nasty asses got to go. Yeah, they got to get the hell up out of here, bro. We gonna run in the hell up off of our land. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get the hell off of our land. Get them, Turtle Peace. Get them, Turtle Peace. But y'all mess with the right one, Turtle Peace don't play. Hell, give him somebody to look down on. He'll empty his pockets for you. President Lyndon B. Johnson. Yeah. 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 We know about all this, man. Y'all got to denounce YT supremacy. Huh? Y'all got to denounce YT supremacy, man. See, y'all pastors don't give y'all this empowerment. Your pastors tell you to wait for your blessing. And in return, he's going to pass around the offering tray and want you to bless him right then. You should tell that pastor, wait for your blessing. Why are you asking for my money? You're supposed to have faith in God to carry you through too. Wait for your blessing. But y'all giving 10% to the church. You know what I'm saying? You go give 10% to the church, but y'all to sit right here and get the truth. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna send nothing to a truth teller. You ain't send nothing to a truth seeker. You ain't gonna send nothing to a revolutionary. You ain't gonna send nothing to someone who's telling you who you are and telling you who we are and what we can do and who they are. I'm showing you. I'm showing you. If I was wrong, do you think these people would be so damn upset? If I was wrong, do you think these people would be so damn upset? Huh? I'm right. This is everything they never wanted us to know. This is who America is. This is who your white culture is. This is who the white supremacist is. You understand what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen? This is who they really are. This is the history that they hide from us. They know this stuff. They know this stuff. That's why they'll tell you, go back to Africa. You know you've never been to Africa, but they know at one point in time that our ancestors, those freedmen, did. They sent them out of here, y'all, in 1820. And those same Africans y'all take up for while y'all over here liberating for Pan-Africanism and all of this, you know, those same Africans, those same tribes in Africa attacked those black freedmen when they got there, to the point to where they had to fortify the settlement. But y'all over here talking about, oh, power in numbers and the black diaspora this and Pan-Africanism that, right? Something that was founded and funded by white people. Huh? The American Colonization Society funded and founded Pan-Africanism. And it was used against us to get us out of the United States and into Liberia in Africa. They wanted to take your land. The same way they took those Africans off their land disparately and took them to other countries and continents and dropped them off, y'all. This is the Eraser Act, y'all. The Erasure Act. ERASURE. The Erasure Act. These people know this stuff. You need to know this stuff. If they tell you to roll with MLK Jr., damn it, you better think twice and roll with Malcolm by any means necessary. Don't believe anything these people tell you, and there's nothing that these people won't do to cause you dismay and disdain and oppression and defeat. There's nothing these people won't do to capitalize off of everyone else as long as they are living righteously, as long as they are living wealthy, as long as they are coming up on the receiving end of things, the beneficial end of things. There's nothing that they won't do, y'all. This is the nature of who they are. This is what they are. This is what they are. Real talk. This is what they are. That's why they're upset right now. That's why they're upset right now. I encourage everyone to not only hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, but hit that membership button. Let me know you really rock with the truth. Let me know you really rock with me. FBA stand up. Because as long as I'm around, white supremacy is going to have to bow down. It's going to have to bow down. Real talk. It's going to have to bow down. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I've appreciated everyone's time. I think I'll let this sister finish expressing herself. I want to piss off some more racists real quick. Hold on.
There was a lot of economic tension that made things really bad. Liberia didn't have gold or ivory like Ghana and Ivory Coast surrounding it. So it kind of was like less appealing as a trading area. And the absence of major European interests allowed American expats to kind of like establish.
Black family, can we get those likes up? Melanin family, FBA family, truth-seeking family. Can we get those likes up? Huh? Can we get the likes up? Not a problem, Indigenous warrior. Every time I come on here, I'm going to drop flame. You know what I mean? We got all types of FBA content creators, but we all do our own thing. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the different roads leading to the same place. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those likes up. Now when they tell you go back to Africa, now when they mention Liberia, you know what they really mean. And it's funny that these white people knew this from their household, but none of us were taught this in their white public schools. Think about it, y'all. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it, y'all.
Establish themselves as like big honchos amongst the.
And while y'all busy saying that black people can't be deported because we indigenous, that's now. They knew we were indigenous then, and look what they did. They shipped them out of here to Liberia, and they were never African. You don't have any African cousins. You have Indian cousins. You don't have any African ties. You have Indian ties. You don't have any African ties. You have Indigenous American ties. This is your land. This is your shit. Take your shit back. Take your stance, black man. Take your stance, black woman. Stop putting up with their bullshit. Put them in their place and take it back. If you know it's yours and you claim it, take it back. Let them know you're tired. Let them know. Tell them the truth. Stand up and stop bowing down. Stop having a fear of these people and they made up ass God. Stop waiting on somebody to come freaking save you when ain't nobody ever showed up to save a damn black man or woman. Stop it. Stop with the indoctrination. Stop it with the fear. Stop it with the lies. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Know who you are, recognize who you are, and act accordingly as to who the F you are. FBA family, stop giving these people the pacification and the entitlement and the privilege that they orchestrated and manufactured for their damn selves on your black time, on your black land, on your black in your black country. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on now. Damn them lying ass pastors. You want the truth? Tune in to Mr. Uncut Consciousness. You want the truth? Tune in to Mr. Uncut Consciousness, because I'll cook your lying ass pastors too. There's no one who's beyond reproach when it comes to the truth. No one. I don't walk in that fear. I walk in that truth. I walk in that light. I walk in that power. I walk in that calling. And I walk in the spirits of the ancestors, y'all. I know who I am. You better find out who you are. You better find out who you are. When you know the truth, act like you know the truth. Let the haters know you know the truth. Let the racists know you know the truth. Scream it from the mountaintops. Let them know. Spread the word. They need to get the memo. It's over. It's closing time. Game is over. Game is over. Curtain call. We taking it back. We taking it back to black where it started, y'all. Let's go, FBA family. And I thank y'all for joining today. One time, and salute to everybody, you know what I'm saying, who's in search of the truth. Salute to everyone who's out there doing the work and putting in the message. Salute to everyone who's standing on code. Salute to everyone who's putting these vampires in place. You understand what I'm saying? Salute to all of that. And salute to black love. Salute to black wealth. You know what I'm saying? Salute to black reciprocity. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it, y'all. The time is now. Their time is up. Wake up, people. Wake up, people. Again, I say, wake up, people. The time is now. The pressure is on. We have to keep the foot to ass with these people. We have to keep the foot to ass and teach your children. Allow your children to give their children hell with the truth. Huh? Victimize the hell out of their children with the truth. Start teaching your children. What's good, Boston Bill? All is well, brother. I hope everything is good with you, my brother. It's all love. It's all love. You know, just at it again with the races. You know, just another day on the job. Another day on the job. But when you got this much hatred from people, you know you're doing something right. So be inspired, FBA family. You know what I'm saying? Be inspired, FBA family. With that being said, y'all know what to do, man. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. That's right, Sean. Starts at home. Starts at home. You know what I'm saying? It starts at home. We're the first teachers, man. We're the first teachers. We are the chosen ones. Oh, this fool's on what job? Fool, I'm monetized. I get paid to do exactly what I'm doing right now. You sound angry because you got to get up, you know what I'm saying, and go work for the very people who took everything from everybody, and now you're watching them take it from your dumb ass too. You know what I'm saying? Get you a trade, get a skill. You know what I'm saying? If you hate working for people, learn how to work for yourself. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. Sean, thank you, Sean. All right, thank you, Sean. Sean, thank you for the super chat of $4.99. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. Can we put Sean D in the comment box, y'all? Put Sean D in the chat. Put Sean D in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I thank everybody. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do, man. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. And y'all got to stop with these EBT lies and Section 8 lies. It's you. And every time we tell you the truth and we prove it, then you come back and you yell per capita. Charlie Kirk is dead. Y'all still listening to white lies? Huh? Is that counting or not counting gang violence? Cause this dumbass should have ducked. You know what I'm saying? His dumbass should have ducked. But anyways, We out, family. Ashe, love, peace, respect, and blackness to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Keep the pressure on these vampires, y'all. Keep the pressure on these vampires. Ashe.